Hello everybody! Today I'm back on the Hunter Cooler World, but I am not going to be hunting. Instead, I'm going to be rating the maps from best to worst by my own opinion. This does mean that they may not be as good as I say, but it is my own opinion. It's how much I enjoy the maps. It may not be how much everybody else enjoys the maps. So today, it's just going to be in order from worst to best, or in other words, 16 to 1. If you enjoy, or this helps you decide what maps to buy, why not think about subscribing or liking? It helps me out, but it's up to you. I'm not going to be spending much time on each map, but I will explain why I feel like I do about each map. Number 16. Let's start with my least favourite map, Parque Fernando. Since starting a few years back, I've never really had fun at Parque Fernando. It was always the hardest for me to play. Recently I did have a good hunt though, where I got a leucistic peccary. That was a pretty fun hunt, which I enjoyed quite a bit. But overall, Parque is just a really brushy and a really rough terrain map. It's not the funnest. You can have fun hunts for almost every species on it, but a lot of the species do repeat on other maps, just like blackbuck and even the peccary. But puma is like one of the only species with the exception. But mountain lions are also on the other maps, and they just are like reskins of pumas. Personally, I do not find this map to be that good, but there is possibilities for fun. It's just not a map for me. Number 15, New England Mountains. It's another map I don't really find the funnest. It came out, I think, just over a year ago. When it came out, we were promised really good map for the Great One species that we had at the moment, at that moment. But the map is really brushy. The water is really spread out. It's not really the best for grinding or Great One grinding, especially, but it's got good species, especially small game like the grey fox, red fox, and raccoon. But overall, I don't really like it that much. Can't really hunt that often for how I like to hunt, but it's just not really that good. Number 14, Hirschfelden. Oh, Hirschfelden. This map used to be one of my favorites when I first started playing Call of Wild. It's one of the two starter maps, and it's definitely a good map to be a starter map. Overall, it's a pretty brushy map, but there's quite a few fields that have good sections where you can have open hunting, where like lots of fallow deer, roe deer, red deer, and boars, they all collect around like the open areas while on the edge of the trees. It's a pretty fun hunt, but compared to a lot of other maps, the species aren't really unique. They are on a lot of other maps, but Euro bison, they are on this map, and they have pretty good spread. It's a pretty fun hunt just going after them, and like there may be bison on other maps, but European bison is only on this map. I do like the map still quite a bit, but it's not really that best. It's definitely deserves to be low, but I personally like it. But compared to being a map, compared to all the others, it's not really that good. Number 13, Yukon Valley. Rating this one this low could be dangerous, because a lot of people actually like this map quite a lot, but I am on the other end of that. I do not like it that much. Like, sure, wolf hunting is fun, especially when you get aggressive fights, but that's just the same with wolves. Wolves are on quite a few maps already, and I can just have a fun map with a fun hunt, just on a different map. But it is overall a pretty good and open map. You get pretty good hunts, but just for me, I don't really get that many good hunts that often. It's just a map that doesn't really vibe with me. It's not really the best for my hunting standards. I do like it. It's a good hunting map, but I just can't hunt it in my own style across it, because the spread, personally, on my own map is pretty bad. It's just a pain to hunt sometimes. But it can be overall pretty fun, just not compared to all the other maps that I play. Number 12, Mississippi Acres. Honestly, this map is pretty fun for me. You honestly just get to feel like a Florida man whenever you go hunt. It is amazing. If you want to go hunt like you do in Florida, I don't know how much they hunt in Florida, but if you want to, it's a pretty good map for that. You get to hunt gators all the time. It's amazing. There's also small game like raccoon, but that's to be expected. Raccoons are pretty iconic. But a lot of people do not like this map, and a lot of it is because whitetail, they can't really be seen in their zones because of the gators. Personally, I don't have an issue with that, but others do. I kind of love Mississippi, but at the same time, not as much as some people, but I love it a lot more than the general community. Overall, it's a pretty good map, but same again, as it's one of the lower maps, it's not as good as others. Number 11, Rancho del Arroyo. Hope I didn't say that wrong. But Rancho is definitely a map that used to be good, but now it isn't. Because it used to have really good spread of animals, and it was just overall pretty good to hunt. But nowadays, they're not spread as well, but it can still be pretty fun to hunt. Rancho, I enjoy quite a lot, but compared to how I used to enjoy it when I first started playing, and when I first bought this DLC, it definitely is not as enjoyable anymore. But like hunting whitetail and pheasants, still it's fun. It's just a bit harder to find them now. It's just, overall, it's a pretty good map, but like still, I do not enjoy it as much as I used to. And compared to all the maps to come, they are a lot more enjoyable. Rancho is just a fun Mexican hunt. I think it's Mexican, where you can just go and hunt all the species that's on the map, which are pretty good because I think a couple are actually unique. I'm not going to go specifically into the species, but yeah, you'll find out if you do want to do more research into the map. Number 10, Medved-Taiga. This map seriously did a full 180 on me, because it used to be, when I first started hunting, this map did not really vibe with me. I did not like it at all. I struggled a lot to be able to find any animals, and I just struggled. But nowadays, I enjoy this map quite a lot. Ever since I started doing reindeer hunts like 2 years back for Christmas, it's just been fun. I mainly come back for reindeer, but occasionally I'll come back to do some other hunts. Like, you can get wolves, because they added them in a little while back, and you get really good wolf hunting on this map, just like Yukon. And like Yukon, it's fun to hunt the wolves. It is a little bit harder to find them on this map, but it's still a pretty fun hunt to do. And you always seem to enjoy the Medved hunts, just compared to all the other maps to come. Definitely not as much, but Medved is definitely a pretty good map. Number 9, Cuatro Colinas. This is one of the first DLC maps I did buy, and it's probably one of the ones I've had quite a lot of fun on, especially compared to other maps, but not compared to certain other ones, which we'll get into further on in the video. But it's a pretty fun map. It's got pretty good open fields, and there's always quite a lot of playing with it. Like, you're always going to hunt roe deer, or ibexes, or boars, or even wolves. Like, they're all pretty well spread across the map. You pretty much don't get a break because of how many roe deers there are. Like, no matter where you go, there's always a roe deer. Can get annoying, but at times, it's pretty nice not being alone, because you always know there's a roe deer around the corner. But wolves, you get some aggressive encounters like other maps. This is probably my go-to map for wolves, if I actually decide to take the time to find the zones, which I'm just too lazy to do. But it's a pretty good map for all the species on it. I quite like it, not kind of, I definitely like it. And it's a pretty good DLC map, and it's my rating for number 9. Number 8, Revontuli Coast. Halfway there, this is my midpoint. This is what I use to consider what is bad to being terrible, and what's good to being the best. Revontuli is considered to be an amazing map by a lot of the community, but by me personally, it's my midway point, because I'm not much of a bird hunter, but the map is amazing. It's a really good map. They really put a lot of effort into this, and it was a really good design. And how they put the species on, it's amazing. But if you like upland birds and waterfowl, this is a perfect map for you, because there's a lot of them. When the map released, they said it had 16 species, which was insane, because a lot of new birds were added, which is perfect if you want to go hunt them, but it's not the type of hunting I do. I prefer like whitetail, bears, and all that stuff. But this is probably the map I found the most trophies on, and mainly lynxes. It's just, I've screwed them up that many times that it's so annoying, and I still don't even have a diamond, which is really sad. But this map is definitely amazing, but for me, it's my midway point. Number 7, Layton Lakes. This is the other starter map. Hirschfelden was the first one. Layton Lakes is the second one in this ranking. Layton Lakes is my favorite starter map, and used to be my favorite map of all time. And that is because when I first started playing the game, Layton Lakes, I played this. It was amazing. But The one thing I say about is coyotes. Coyotes are my pain. They have always caused me suffering because the missions that require coyote hunts took me forever. I hated it. But Layton Lakes is just fun. You get a hunt everywhere. As a starter map, it's probably the best thing I could probably ask for as one of the maps being a starter map. It is honestly amazing. I love Layton Lakes. Compared to other maps, it is amazing. It is 7 because the next maps to come are better by majority and even by my own opinion. But this map has the coyotes, white-tailed deer and blacktail, moose and elk and bears. It's pretty good, it has good species. Overall, it's just a really fun map, and it's really amazing with the species and how it looks even. I love Layton Lakes. It's definitely one of my top maps. Number 6, Susweisen Park. This is the newest map, and it's also the smallest, but that doesn't change anything. The population on it is, the population density is the same as other maps, not population. There is a difference. This map is definitely pretty fun. When it was released, it took the world by storm because it was really fun and crazy, but it's only small game, which is why it's not higher for me. It is a really good map, but just it's not my hunting style. It doesn't suit that. But it suits anybody who wants to go for waterfowl and even some birds. There's only like 2 or 3 upland bird species though. So if you prefer upland birds, then it's not really for you. But there is still a couple. It's pretty good for small game. It doesn't have any medium or large game on it. It's just a really fun map for small game hunting, and that's about it. So if you like that, this map suits you. It's a pretty good map, which is why it's ranked as high as it is on my list. Number 5, Vurhonga Savannah. Now, for the top 5, this is where it starts to actually get a little bit more difficult to choose where it goes. But Vurhonga, for me, is definitely number 5. A lot of people might say it's top 3, but nowadays it could be a top 5 for most people because it's a African map with a lot of African species. Everybody seems to love it a lot, and it's one of the top voted maps of the entire community. It is extremely loved. Just the buffalo, the blue wildebeest, the lion hunting as well. All the hunting is amazing. It's always fun. I only very few times have had a bad hunt on Vurhonga. Almost always it's fun. The lion hunting is also, they don't go aggressive too often, but when they do, it is crazy because you almost always die if they're on top of you because they won't shot you like every other predator in the game does. It's just amazing. It's crazy. It's really fun. Just all the hunts that you can do on Vurhonga Savannah. I really love this map. It's definitely my top 5. It is my number 5. That starts off the next ones. Number 4, Silver Ridge Peaks. One of my all-time favorites, along with only a few others. I have like 3 or 4 all-time favorites. Yes, I know, it gets a little bit confusing. But Silver Ridge is crazy. It is amazing. A lot of people love this map. And you always get a good hunt. I don't think I've ever had a bad hunt. I may have had 1 or 2. But if you know where you're hunting, you know what zones there are, you can always go out and get a good hunt. The species are really well spread out. There's all the bison, there's black bear, there's turkey, there's pronghorn. It's a pretty good map. There's even more species. Most of these maps that I've been talking about have more species than I've said. It's just, I'm not going to say every single species. This isn't a 100% review. It's just to say how I feel about each map. But Silver Ridge, I've spent a lot of time on Silver Ridge. I love this map. The design is amazing. The animals are amazing. It's always a fun hunt. I don't really have much to complain about it. There might be a few things like male lions being annoying and scaring off all the other animals. But that's about it. It's a pretty good map. And yeah, just my overall standing of it is definitely number 4 out of all 16. Number 3, Awaroa. This is also another one of my favorite maps because I've spent a lot of time on this, and I'm an Aussie. So this is a New Zealand map, and it gets a little bit more favoritism from me because New Zealand is right next to Australia, as most people know. And yeah, I just love the Australian and the New Zealand map. They're both amazing. Get more favoritism from me. But this map is really good for grinding. It has like 1, 2, 3. I think it has like 3, maybe 4 Grade 1 species on it. I'm not going to fully think through that, but I think it's 3 actually. It has 3 Grade 1 species on it. It's really good for grinding. The mountains, they recently added tar, and tar also have a Grade 1. But by adding them, the mountains feel way less lonely, and I don't think there's almost any spaces on the map which is empty or devoid of animals, because you always get a hunt. If you like hunting mountains, you got tahr and chamois up there. If you like hunting across the rivers or through the forests, you got fallow deer, you got red deer, and then you got like boar and turkeys. I love hunting turkeys with the 300. Definitely not ethical, don't do that. But it's just a really good map overall. You can do grinding, you can do hunting. A lot of people in the community don't like it. I'm on the opposite end. I love this a lot. And that's just my overall rating of Awaroa. Number 2, Emerald Coast. This is probably my most anticipated map and my favorite. But to hunt, number 1, it definitely deserves number 1 spot. Number 2, Emerald Coast, definitely is one of the best, if not the best, by a lot of opinions, for hunting. Because I love it. It's Australian. It's amazing. The Australian hunt for the kangaroos is the most iconic for me, and it's in this. So you can always go shoot some kangaroos. You can always box on with them because they go aggressive and they will fist fight you. I love taking a standoff with them. It's amazing. And also, even while you're on this map, you get a completely diverse range of hunting, but then there's also sandbar and a few other species of deer on it. And then up on the coast, there's also crocodiles, which create a completely different style of hunting. But feral goats, along with that, pretty fun species to hunt. They troll quite a bit, but so do most of the species on this map. This map was awaited by a lot of the community. A lot of the community loved it at the same time because it creates a lot of unique things. It is amazing. Overall, it's a fun hunt, and the map in its entirety was designed really good with all the species in mind for the players to hunt. Now, number 1, Sundapatan. This is by far the best map. Its uniqueness also makes it the best, which is why it's above Emerald Coast for me, even though I like Emerald Coast more. Sundapatan has the Bengal tiger and the snow leopard, both which brought unique hunts to the Hunt Wild, because the snow leopard are much rarer. They only have like 6 or something animals on the map, makes it so much harder to find them, and when you find them, it's much crazier of a hunt. But at the same time, the Bengal tiger, they are crazy. If you go through the rainforest, you got to be careful, always looking around, making sure you don't die from tigers that sneak up on you, which have happened quite a lot to me already, even though I don't play it as much as I've played a few other maps. It is definitely designed amazingly, and it's just fun to hunt, whether or not you want to go to the mountains up to the north where there's yaks and then there's tahr, or you want to go down to the creeks or the river. I don't know what term you want to use, but down there you got buffalo, you got the tigers. It's just amazing. Overall, the map in its whole is crazy. They put so much effort into this map. It was amazing. Everybody went crazy when it was released because it is crazy. There is no point in arguing that. It is an amazing map with amazing features in it. It definitely deserves number 1 out of all the Hunt Wild maps as of today. There we go. All hunting maps in the Hunt Wild ranked from worst to best, 16 to 1. If this helped you at all, I hope it did. There you go. You can see how a member of the community decides to rate the maps. I have made this video because I just felt like ranking the maps, because a lot of other content creators do that, but it's been a while since I've seen anybody do it. So I figured, why not do a fresh one for everybody to see? I have recorded this already, but I had a recording issue happen, which made this video turn a little bit worse than I had planned, because I am sick now when I'm recording it, because I have to be able to record it now while I have time, otherwise I'm not going to be able to get it out. As you can see, my voice right now is getting worse and worse as I'm just recording this ending. But I hope this all just made you enjoy it. This isn't as good of a quality, and I hope that doesn't bother you at all. But thank you all for watching. I shall see you in the next video, hopefully. Gotta go, because my voice is disappearing.